Hello, we are going to do some proportion drawing with faces today. On your paper, the first thing you're going to want to do is make the face shape. We're going to start with an oval, and the top part of the head is going to be a rounded shape. When I first start this, I kind of like to be sketchy with my shape. So don't worry about sketchy lines. You can always go back and fix them up and erase them. So I'm going to kind of make a rounded shape like this to make the top of the head. You want the top to be kind of flat, not pointed. A gentle curve on each side. And then I like to go down the sides. I can always fix it up later if I go off. We want our top to be a little bit bigger than the chin. So I'm going to kind of come up, making my chin smaller down here, connecting the two. Like I said, you can always go back and erase. Try to make the head a nice oval that's symmetrical on both sides. Chin's a little smaller, top of the head's a little bigger. I think that getting a nice oval head shape is one of the harder things to do. I'm using a fairly big piece of paper. When I look at it, my hand takes up almost the whole thing from the top of my finger to the bottom of my palm, almost a little bit more. And when I move it to the side, it takes up less than a hand. So you definitely want to make it taller than it is wide. Once you get a nice face shape, it's time to put in some lines that will help you measure. You want to get all of your features in the right spot. So we'll use a ruler, and the first thing we want to do is put a line that goes right down the middle of the face. So try to get it as close to the middle as you can. Line up your ruler. And very, very lightly, I'm doing this in a permanent marker, but you'll be doing it in pencil. Very lightly, you're going to draw a center line down the face. At this point, you can check for symmetry. Does my left side look the same as the right side? If not, you can erase and fix it up. If you need to pause this video at any time, you can. After we get the line through the middle, we're going to put another middle line. We'll take the top to the bottom, and we're going to go right to the middle of the face. You can measure if you'd like to. I have an 8-inch face. Your face will probably be a little smaller, but 8 is easy to divide in half. I've got 4 inches right there. Super easy. I'm going to make a very light line. I'm actually going to put kind of a dotted line through the middle here. You want an up and down line and a sideways line, both of them dividing the face into halves or quarters. This line is actually going to be our eye line that we put our eyes on. So, eyes are a little tricky. If we look at the whole width of the face, we want our eyes to be centered on both sides. So we don't want them super close to the middle, and we don't want them really close to the edge. We want them kind of in the middle of both sides. If I sketch that out, So I move out a little bit. If I want it centered, maybe a little bit here and here. Okay, to make the shape of the eye, do kind of a football shape. And down below. Okay. And I want to get the same size on the other side. I want to make sure it's not too close to the middle, not too close to the edge, more in between. I'm going to check this size, go back to the middle. Now I can double check, are these the same size? Okay, that's the first check I use. The second check I use is called the rule of 5 eyes. You might have heard this before, but if this is the same as this, it should also be the same as the space in the middle. So I check 1, 2, 3. They're all about the same. That's awesome. And then on the side, it should be about the same, and on the other side, it should be about the same. So we could really fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way across. Next, we're going to put in where our nose goes. We're not adding details yet. We're just kind of putting our things into position. So if I look at the line from where the eyes are, this horizontal line, to the chin line right here, I want to go halfway in between. Well, what's half of this short line down here? Let's see, if I take my one finger, this finger, and I go to the middle, I'm going to start by just putting a little dot there. Is that right? If I take my fingers here, and then move them here. Is it the same? Looks about the same. So I'm going to put a little bit of line right there, and then we'll do our nose. We want to start with a circle. So right on top of this little notch, this little line that we drew, we're going to draw a circle very lightly. When I draw that, it should be about the same size as my fingerprint. Or mine's a little bigger, so my thumbprint, but yours will be about the same size as your fingerprint. That's representing the end of our nose. After you draw the circle, you're going to draw the nostrils. Now to make sure it's the right size, you're actually going to lightly go down with your pencil in between the eyes like this. So right in the tear duct of each eye, you come straight down. And we're going to erase this later. Poor guy, we don't want him to cry. But we're going to come straight down, and we'll put the nostrils in on either side next to the circle. So curved lines, that shows us where they go. And then right at the bottom, they're going to come in. We need the little nostril holes. So for now, we're just going to make some dark little lines on either side. We'll fix up this nose later to make it look really awesome. But for now, that's good enough. Alright, so we've got the basic eye shape, the basic nose shape, which we will change both of these a little bit more to perfect them later on. Now we need the mouth. We're going to do the same thing. Bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. We will go, find the middle. Okay, if you want to measure, you can. But you want to basically find where's the middle point from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. It's about here. I very lightly make a line across. I have a dotted line because that'll get erased later. To find out how wide our mouth will be, You go from about the middle of each eye. So if I find the middle point, then I would go down. This guy's looking kind of creepy now. And down on the other side. Okay. Now I have a box for the mouth to fit in. When you put the mouth in, I'll do this with a different color. We're going to make a canoe shape. So I like to start along the bottom edge and then go up towards the side on each side. I'm doing this in red so it stands out. Then this is the bottom edge of the bottom lip. We're going to go across to make the bottom lip. And then in the middle, go up just a little bit, make that divot. The top lip has a little bit of a divot to it. And then we'll go towards the edge, towards the edge. I'm going to teach you in the next video how to add some detail to all of these features. And we'll talk about ears too.